Hi, it's Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How are you? Just wanted to do an Is This Your Person read. So this is not going to be everybody's story. It's going to be, if it makes sense to you, it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, just let it go. So the energy that we've got around at the moment, Jupiter just went into Taurus. So it's a very practical, realistic energy, and it's like the results that you're visualizing. It's about having patience for what's coming across the line. But we're also coming up to that new moon in Taurus on the 20th of May, and I want to have a look. Is this your person? How are they moving through these energies? Let's have a bit of a sticky beat. Is this your person? What have they got going on in the soul space? What have they got going on in the 3D? What would they say to you if they could? What are their current challenges and what are likely actions they are going to take? Oh, and here comes our moon energy. This is a bit interesting, isn't it? So what's going on in the soul space right now? This is pretty, solid across the collective at the moment, this energy of the Eight of Wands. So it is, I'm seeing it when I'm reading it at the moment as an information gathering energy. It is fast-paced information. You can see there's a little person just at the bottom of it there, and above their head is all of this information. To me, it's like gathering information off the internet or even downloading information from spirit. Like, to me, it's a fast-paced gathering of knowledge versus necessarily being a communicative energy. So especially when this is in the soul space, this is somebody awakening and growing and moving forward and really looking for knowledge. This rings true from the reading that I did yesterday for the Twin Flame Collective. If this is your person and their divine masculine, they are really seeking information at the moment. And because it's in the soul space, I'm going to stick there. I could pull a couple of different tangents off this, but I really don't want to. It's like I want to stick with the idea that they're gathering information. How are they showing up in the 3D? The Justice card. Now, this is an interesting card because justice is all about getting what you deserve, right? So if you've been in a space where you've been behaving badly or you've been gathering negative karma, the energy that comes back upon you when justice is in town is that you get what you deserve. If you've been treating people badly, maybe you're having a wake-up call about how that energy plays out. But if your person has been really working hard on gathering good energy or, building knowledge towards a better way of living, if I can phrase it that way, here's where they're going to start to have that show up in their 3D world. So if you encountered them on the back of all of this, growing of knowledge in their soul space, you'd probably find a different individual in front of you. What would they tell you if they could? They have been working hard on whatever it is they've been giving their attention to. They've been working hard at it. Now, my gut feeling is it's a soul-based energy. Perhaps they're figuring out for the first time how numerology works. Perhaps they're figuring out how astrology works. Perhaps they're coming to terms with terms like awakening or twin flame or any of the other common spiritual terms that the community or the collective uses. Perhaps they're coming into contact with them for the first time. They're doing the work that's required to come into knowledge of it, and therefore their life is starting to change on the back of it. And to me, it feels like a positive change, but we'll dig a little deeper and find out. What is their current challenge? Is the Page of Pentacles. And again, here we are as the student. So it's like going, I'm deep in the work of my learning and growing, but I'm a very practical realist. That's that Jupiter and Taurus energy. And I know that to see the results, I have to be patient. The Page of Pentacles sits at the foothill. See how we've got this ascension staircase happening behind them? And they're going, if what their challenge is right now is the journey itself, or the journey of knowledge itself in and of itself is a challenge, they're saying, I'm doing the work, but I'm not yet scholarly. I'm in the space where I'm a student and I'm tracking down information as quickly as I can about my spiritual journey, but I'm not quite there. I don't quite know enough, or I'm not quite educated enough to speak fluently of this spiritual language, or whatever the language. I mean, your person, this might be outside the realms of spirituality, but this is really directed at someone who's working on their soul space. They could be a student in other facets of life. It could be that they're learning new facets of their actual work life, what they go forth and do as a job. But they're saying that this is my challenge at the moment. I'm finding out new knowledge. I've become a student, and I'm working my way through what that looks like. What is the likely outcome? The moon. This is great, right? Because one of the things I led with is we're talking about the new moon in Taurus. Now, what happens around this new moon? It is an exciting energy for sure. And to me, I've got an edge of adrenaline around it. But it's also edged with some friction. It is abundance attracting. It is focused energy. It's all of those great things that new moons sort of speak to. But what I'm picking up as an edge around this is like a friction energy, or something that has a little bit of an adrenaline attached to it. So when we're looking at things like communicating or learning new ideals, it can come with an edge of argumentative energy, which is, we'll dig a little deeper and see where this reading is going. I'm going to put another layer over these cards. I just want to dive for the love cards on these ones. I feel like this person is moving into understanding the nuances of spirituality. Perhaps they're coming into contact. Yeah, look what comes out first. New love. New ideas around love, right? New ideas around spirituality is our first card out. So I'm going to put that over there. This is, to me, what feels like is happening for your person is perhaps they're coming into terms like unconditional love, or divine counterparts, or divine souls, or Christ consciousness even. These kinds of terminologies that the collective use on the everyday. And now, while it does say on this card a new person has stirred your romantic interest, essentially what I'm picking up on this one is a new ideal, or a new idea, a new communication. And it could be that someone is teaching them about it, but they're learning new ideals around love, which is the whole point of this rising consciousness. And I feel like whatever course of study that they've got into, they're learning very quickly about what this new energy looks like. How they're showing up in the 3D, we've got flirt in reverse. What they would tell you if they could, we've got honeymoon. What is their challenge? We've got true love. And I'm not going to take these. I want to take that one in reverse, but I don't want to take those two. And one more. Am I just holding them all upside down, which is highly likely? And the likely outcome is romantic feelings. Okay. Why I wanted to take this one in, accept this, is because I don't feel like they are coming forward. Even if the push that they've got going on right now is to act. Even see in this card, I always find it interesting how the feminine energy actually blocks the energy. See how this arm comes across the body here, and it actually blocks the advance. This is kind of what I'm feeling around this energy, and it's why I was happy to take it in reverse, is because technically I feel like there's a block to them bringing that light-hearted energy forward, and at the moment there's some kind of justice around that. Perhaps they feel like if they bring it forward, there's going to be a level of rejection attached to it, that they're not going to be received. You know what it's like when you come up with these brand new ideas, right? And you get really, really excited about it, but you can think they're a little bit wacky, or they're a little bit off key, and you want to make sure that you're confident in what you're talking about before you actually come forth and speak of it. Now, honeymoon here is like, what they tell you if they could is they're working towards a time where you can enjoy some time together, where you can enjoy this kind of, and what I love about this picture, essentially, like I look at all this water here as being, like a spiritual entity. And sometimes when you're in the growth journey, it can feel like you're drowning in all that information, or you can feel like you can't get a fix on what the energy is all about. But here they're in the boat, and they've actually got some level of I don't want to say control, but maybe control is the right word. But they feel like they've got some sort of mastery on the water that's underneath them, or the struggles that they've been through, the learnings that they've been through. When they're sitting in the boat like this, and they've got some kind of control over the rudder, perhaps this boat driver is the divine themselves, right? And it's like, here you two are. See, can you see the wings on that? I mean, it's a bit tricky to see, but you've got the divine couple here, and you've got the divine at the rudder, and maybe this person now trusts handing over the journey, and he's saying to you, look, I understand the work that needs to be done in order to hand the reins over to the divine, so that we may just enjoy each other's company and enjoy each other's love. What is the challenge? Look at this, right? I'm still learning, right? So still in the Page of Pentacles, so we've still got this ascension staircase in front of us. I'm still learning about the nature of true love. It's still a challenge to me to believe that this is the romance of a lifetime, and I still need to learn the intricacies or the nuances of what it's like to be in this connection. But here's why I think they'll have some level of resistance, because under the new moon energy, I was speaking of there being some level of friction. Friction to what? Your feelings are worth exploring, or friction to the romantic feelings that are stirring. Because what this person is trying to get to the baseline of, what is my spiritual connection to love? What is my spiritual understanding of how love works? What is my strange connection to this person I have these true love feelings for? And now that I understand the nature of true love or divine love, I'm ready to hand the reins over to the divine to orchestrate our connection. But at the moment, it's an ideal. If you can roll with me on this, for this person, it's an ideal, and they're still worried about a level of rejection. I would suggest, let's go another layer. Let's go another level, and I might just go with tarot on this one and just go one more layer over what we've just discussed there and see what we've got. What's going on for your person in the soul space? Let's go another layer with tarot. And we've got the Five of Swords in reverse. We've got the Devil in reverse. We've got the King of Pentacles. Man, sometimes I pick this whole deck up upside down, but I didn't. King of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. And Eight of Swords in reverse. This whole thing is upside down. One more layer upside down. Five of Swords in reverse. This is an energy of like, it's a victory where you win and you lose, right? So in order to get to the victory, you've probably had to hurt some people along the way. You've probably had to let some people down. You've probably had to cut some people away. You've probably had to cut some ideals away in order to move forward. This in the reverse is saying he's not quite in the victory. He hasn't quite had the battle, but he knows, he's hurt people along the way. He's had losses. He's had struggles. It's not quite the victory that he wants it to be. So at the moment, he's probably having more losses than victories. When it's in the upright, it's a victory and accepting the collateral damage. At the moment, he's just aware of the collateral damage. The Devil in reverse. I like this in this energy, because what they're doing, they're not going to act on a whim. They're not going to act on a, in the past, they probably just followed their ego. They probably just followed energies that led them to be distracted from the path. And here I'm going, they're going to wait. They're going to wait until they have the full version of the truth. And they're not just going to be led by things like desire or status. Their ego is not going to get in the way. And this level of fear of rejection, to me, is I'm going to sit it back in a place and go, they're waiting for the right moment more than a fear of rejection, because here they know what to do with the devil energy. Here they're waiting for their justice to come in. It's an energy of patience, which is actually that Jupiter Taurus energy again. Visualize the results, but have patience. King of Pentacles. Look, I'm going to put this again. Visualize the results, but have patience. The King of Pentacles is normally like a doer. They build things. They build enterprises. They go forth and conquer. It is an action-oriented energy, and normally a very successful one. But this is going, here's visualize the results, here's have patience. We are doing the work that's required, but we're being very, very practical and very, very real in the time that it's going to take to move it from ideas into fruition. And here, my challenge, look, my Queen of Swords. This is like, when she's in the upright, she knows what crap to cut away, right? She knows what is truth and what is fiction. So when she comes through in the reverse, it's still an ideal. It's to challenge them to still. Do you remember when you first woke up, if you're a twin flame or if you're on a spiritual awakening path, do you remember when you first come into these ideas and there was a lot of them coming at you and you had to filter through what was true and what wasn't? Now that Taurus energy, Mercury just moved into Taurus, so thinking becomes down to earth, solid, stable, common sense. We have Mars in Leo is about to happen, which is going after what you want confidently, but you have to know what that is. You have to get very, very comfortable with cutting away the things that aren't serving you. And at this moment, there's probably more information available to them, and not a surety on what to actually study. Here, I like this. The friction will free them from I see this as being freed from a mental prison at this point, because their feelings will start to, friction's good. I never get annoyed when I see friction in a reading, because it makes people move. You don't feel friction and do nothing generally. Friction is uncomfortable, and it's that uncomfortability that pushes you to free yourself from limited thinking. So what we've got here is a little bit of a denial of these romantic feelings, or a denial of friction against what they're actually feeling. But as they start to really learn and grow, continue their investigations into what they're moving into, the fight for this phase of their life, I think they're going to cut away ideas that don't serve them, and they're probably learning things about the spiritual awakening journey that would actually surprise you to know that they know these things. Let's get another layer. See what's going on. All right. I just want to put some. What's going on? Is this your person, and what's going on in their soul space? Look, emotions come through in the soul space, and then we've got flames of love. I swear this feels like someone who's on a twin flame journey. Joy comes through in what they tell you if they could. Blessings comes through in the challenge, and the likely scenario is I'm dreaming of you not taking action. Yeah, I see it. Okay, so up in here, to me, this is a culmination of, if this has been someone who has sat on energies of the past, or sat on big feelings that they've had in the past, perhaps they've had a difficult childhood, difficult life, any of the above, and what they've done is finally taken it to the divine for some layer of healing, for some layer of help. And this it becomes a very focused place to birth out of all the hurt and the pain and the things that you have to let go of. And you can go through a bit of a grief process when you realize that there are people in your life that don't serve you, there are ideas in your life that don't serve you, and it births new energies altogether. And when you truly sit with the depth of your emotion, especially when we've got things like new moons and full moons occurring, it does trigger those deeper, mysterious places that we don't show everybody all the time. Now, the sun is about to move in Gemini as well, which that happens about the 23rd, and that improves our ability to be extroverted. But on this level, it's going the introverted energies is what is being explored, is what is being communicated. It's those soul spaces that have really been given a shake up to birth into something new. And here's where we get to the point where it's like, I'm ready to expose on some level what it is that I've learned and the things that I now feel about the journey that I'm on as a human being. Look at this, in the real world, flames of love. And here we've got this push happening, right? We've got the push happening that All of this study is eventually going to lead to a level of justice. At this point in their 3D space, they're still a little afraid to bring these ideas forward, but they're on the verge of it, right? And it doesn't come from a place of neediness or obsession. It comes from a place of understanding. If this is a true twin flame journey, they're starting to understand the nature of the love that they have found themselves in. What I would tell you, if I could, is that this makes me very happy. Look, it makes me really, really happy to finally acknowledge these big emotions that I'm feeling. It makes me really happy to have the divine at the helm of our journey and to allow the divine to lead us into this true happiness. What is my struggle at this point in time? I'm going to say it's truly understanding the full breadth of the blessing that you know the twin flame journey is. It's like, is this, you know, sometimes you can think it's too good to be true, right? And on that level, I'm still learning about what the full nature of this love is all about, right? I'm still learning what the full nature of this love is all about. I'm still learning what it is that I need to believe and embrace. I'm still learning how to move myself forward into the journey. And on some level, everything I'm learning feels a little too good to be true. But here, the likely outcome is, at the moment, see, I'm not seeing this as actions forward, as someone expressing themselves in a 3D space. It still is awakening energy, but they're understanding it in and of themselves. And you might be experiencing some kind of 5D connection with them. This dreaming of you energy means that they're probably visualizing you in daydreams. They're probably spending time, it could be showing up in their sleep, but this feels more deliberate to me. It feels like they're using their quiet time to spend time in thoughts of you, and you might be picking that up yourself in the way you're experiencing them. You might feel like there's more signs and synchronicities around you at the moment. You might feel like their energy is ever present. If so, I'm going to suggest that they're sending you some energy down the wire. And what you're probably hearing is, I miss you, I love you, you make me happy, I'm doing the work required to let the divine take charge of our union. And when we get there together, let the honeymoon begin. Okay, I'm going to wrap our reading up there. If this was your person, this is a joyous message. A little more patience required, but it definitely feels like a positive trajectory for you towards your more settled union. Right, I'm wrapping it up there. In faith, hope and love, it's bye from me for now.